Top of the league, off the back of a big league win against Spurs. How confident and how much are you looking forward to this one on the weekend?
Again, another really exciting game to play in front of our people against one of the toughest opponents in this league. So it's going to be a really demanding match that's going to require us to be at our best again.
The bookies have you as favourites. How big an opportunity for you to make a real statement and show just how far this side has come?
Every game is the same. Obviously, this is a big match. It's a fixture that everybody is looking for against an opponent that has shown in the last 5 or 6 years the level that they have, and we have to show against those opponents that we have raised the level and we are ready to compete against them.
There have been a few question marks over the past few months about the mentality of this side when the pressure comes on those big games. And we saw at the end of last season, it didn't go to plan. We saw in the United game, maybe it wasn't there. But what have you learnt from that you managed to use in the Spurs game that you can take into this game?
I'm very conscious that we can get much better than what we are today, and there are a lot of aspects. Not only that we have to do better to be the team that we want to be, and the challenge now is to do it every 3 days.
Jurgen Klopp admitted this morning that Liverpool are a work in progress. Are you going to have a better chance to show that you could be rightfully up there?
I think every team, our team is as well. I think you're always going to get better. You always see as well the weaknesses that you want to improve, and what is certain is there are a magnificent team.
Mikel, first of all, do you have any team news for us?
No.
No extra
we would have more now. Tomorrow we have another training session and we will know more tomorrow.
Okay. I just want to talk about schedule. Obviously you've had so many games and there's been a lot of conversation about it later. As a former player yourself and a manager, do you feel like it's too much at the moment? And do you feel the extra pressure to use all your substitutions and rotate because of it?
Well, we know that the fixtures that we've been given has no precedences in this league because the World Cup and with everything that we have to play in between. And then every team is different, every squad is different. If you pick injuries, you make the situation much worse. If everybody is available and you have robust players that can play every 3 days, life is much easier. So it's something that we have to experience and taste, because at the moment we don't really know how it's going to play on.
Of course you're a manager and every game is about 3 points, but you know, playing for Everton for such a long time, is there still that thing in you about beating Liverpool?
Well, obviously those days they were really intense. Now you look at the games with different perspective. You have to be much cooler. You have to prepare many other aspects that are going to be relevant to beat them on Sunday. So you get a little bit away of that.
You've spoken to me personally as well a lot about the connection with the fans that you have and how good it is right now at the Emirates. How do you hold on to that? Because you've been in charge in many times where it's gone. But once you have it and you have that momentum, how do you feel you can keep that connection with the fans?
Keep giving them more reasons to be even more present and more supportive with the team. But listen, at the moment we cannot ask anything else. The atmosphere they are creating every time we are playing in front of them is fantastic, and we want to continue to have those moments together.
And just on the opponents, Liverpool, how much has it surprised you just how much of a drop there has been in the performance, and Klopp admitting that there's a bit of a problem defensively right now as well?
I don't know, I'm not here to judge what Liverpool are. I'm here to talk about what we do. I think what they've done in the last 5 years doesn't need any presentation. It's clear. They've been up there in every single competition for the last 5 years, so credit to what they've done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, since we've been coming to your press conferences on Fridays, I mean, we've asked you about defeats, disciplinary issues. I've even asked you about Bellerin's foul throws. What you've got at the moment where you're top of the league, how good and happy are you now as Arsenal manager with what you've got?
Well, I'm really happy and proud, obviously, for the change, for the dynamic, and for how the atmosphere and the belief around the club feels like at the moment. But as well, looking ahead again, that where we're going to be, and at the moment we are not there yet. You've
repaired this fractured fan base. When you go to grounds now, you go to Arsenal, you're in the coach, the players, can you feel that when you're on the team coach that you know what you're going into? Because we've all been coming Arsenal a long time and it has been divisive, it's been split. As a manager now and your players, do you feed off that going to the stadium now? I think I mentioned it last week. I think one of the things that how you measure success is, okay, lifting trophies as well, but you need to understand where we were and, as you said, how fractured
the club and the environment, how it looked at the time and how it looks right now, is credit to everybody that has been involved in the last few seasons to achieve that.
So for success, is that foundation of a fan base all coming together? Is that what you need for success? You couldn't do that with a fractured
Well,
fan base.
if you win but you don't have that connection, is that really the meaning and the purpose of how you do things? For me, the answer is no. If you are able to win with such an atmosphere and such a feeling of belonging and participation, I think it's much better.
William Saliba has got his own song from the fans.
Mm.
Can you just give us an appreciation of what he's been so good at for you in this team this season?
I think the way he has established himself, I think the composure and leadership that he's shown on the pitch, and then that he's done it in a really natural way without any flashy lights, just being himself, be very quiet and at the same time very confident.
And can he hit the heights of Virgil van Dijk?
Wow, that's a big question.
It is a big call.
I
but
think
he's playing
I'm
so
really
well.
happy with where he's at the moment. He's Saliba, he's no one else, and he needs to make his own career.
Okay, and I've just got one last question. It was someone said I put Arsenal behind Man City for the title. They're the second best team who have a good chance of winning the Premier League. Do you know who said that last Sunday?
Huh.
It was Arsene Wenger. I just wondered what you make of that. That's some compliment.
Well, it's great that obviously the people that loves the club so much and knows the club very well has such an opinion about it. Now, unfortunately, we have to show it, players have to do it on the pitch, and hopefully he's right, like he's been right in many other occasions.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, George. That ends the live sections. Now 10:30 tonight.